The right to bear arms is a constitutionally protected right, and one inventor has his own take on self-defense.
Job hunters beware as scammers target job seekers.
If you have an outstanding parking ticket, you may actually be able to do some good with it. Learn how the UNT Department of Transportation is making a difference.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Jackson Garrett Spring.
And I'm Melanie Garcia. The spring severe weather season in Texas can mean a lot of things. This week it has meant high winds bringing a potential for fire danger. Winds have been bringing dust into the North Texas area from the plains and causing difficulty driving. There have been delays at both big airports in the DFW area, but today that problem has been subsided. For more on the fire dangers stemming from these winds, let's go to our weather anchor, Justin Walters. Justin?
Thanks, Melanie. Currently, 138 counties in Texas are under a burn ban due to the high risk of fires in the state. However, despite Denton County not being under one, we are still in an elevated fire danger until Saturday at the very earliest. Combined with our fire danger is the wind. And we are officially under a wind advisory until tomorrow at 9 p.m. There's Denton right there for you. Given those notices, we'll have low humidity and high winds between 25 and 30 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Now let's get to first look weather. And as you can see, these temperatures, they're warm. With these low humidity values and these high winds, the temperature has been able to increase more. Current temperature right now, 80 degrees in Denton. It feels like 80 as well. The wind speed currently right now is 26 miles per hour from the south. Gusts are around 40. And that'll be the same thing tonight into tomorrow. 56 will be the temperature tonight. It'll feel like 51. And those wind speeds are going to stay around 25 miles per hour from the west-southwest. And now they're going to shift to the northwest tomorrow. Same thing, 25 mile per hour winds, 40 mile per hour wind gusts upwards of, and a temperature of 59. Since the temperature is cooler, that wind chill gets down to 55 degrees. Now back to the anchor desk.
Thanks, Justin. UNT is one of 45 universities under investigation for alleged civil rights violation. This after the Trump administration aims to root out DEI initiatives on college campuses. The U.S. Department of Education claims that UNT is engaging in race exclusionary practices by partnering with an organization called the PhD Project. This project helps students earn their doctoral business degrees. UNT denies any involvement with the project and says it's actively cooperating with the investigation. The federal government has recognized minority serving institutions since 1965. UNT was recognized as one in 2020.
If you've recently received a UNT parking ticket, there's a creative way to get out of it. Our live shot reporter Jackson Berry tells us how you can save a few bucks while helping people in need. Jackson.
Thank you, Melanie. Do you have a problem with receiving these very often? Because I know I sure do. Now, parking citations can be really expensive, but what if I told you there was a way to get around it? The UNT Department of Transportation is hosting its it's hosting its oh gosh. It's Food for Fines donation drive. Starting on April 1st, students and faculty and staff will be allowed to bring unopened, non-perishable foods instead of money to pay off their citations. Now, 20 items is equal to a $45 citation, and 30 items is worth a $65 donation. Now, just to be clear, the canned foods will not cover fees cited for parking in an ADA space, towing fees, or fire lane fees. And per individual, you can only use donations to pay up to 3 tickets. And keep in mind, if you give more cans than you owe in citations, you will not be given money back. However, it is highly encouraged. Now, if you'd like to participate, go to the Highland Street Garage from April 1st to May 9th with all of your goodies. But that's all I've got for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Have you ever received a text message claiming you owe money to a Texas tollway? It could be a scam. Many people in the North Texas region are receiving random text messages demanding overdue tollway fines, along with a shady link to send money. Authorities say scammers are targeting locals, including college students who use the tollway, hoping for people will fall for it. The North Texas Tollway Authority stresses that they would never request payments via email or text messages, so be aware of the fraudulent texts.
Scammers are also taking advantage of people hunting for jobs during this time of economic uncertainty. CNN's Karen Kaifa tells us what you need to know to avoid becoming a victim.
Scammers keep up with the times, and with a lot of job cuts in the headlines, consumer advocates say job hunters need to protect themselves.
We're seeing a lot of layoffs in the news now, so people really need to be on guard.
Job scams were already on the rise. The Federal Trade Commission said reports of job scams and fake employment agencies nearly tripled between 2020 and 2024. And the Better Business Bureau also ranked job scams among their riskiest scams of last year, with consumers more likely to lose money or experience identity theft. Among red flags the BBB has seen recently, unsolicited phone calls, texts, and emails about job opportunities, conducting interviews via text, and refusing phone or video chat. Fast job offers that ask for Social Security and banking information under the guise of setting up direct deposit, and work-from-home jobs that involve receiving and reshipping packages, potentially illegally obtained goods. BBB spokesperson Melanie McGovern says taking time to research a company can help job hunters avoid costly mistakes.
The best thing to do whenever you come across a job listing, if it's on a third-party site, even if it's a trusted site, go to that employer's homepage. Not through the link that is provided, but go do a search for that company.
The Better Business Bureau says a lot of these scams are targeting people looking for quick part-time work. They say victims of these scams sometimes become unwitting accomplices to other frauds like fake checks and shipping scams.
Tulips are in full bloom at Texas Tulips. We'll tell you more about it. The North Texas Family Farm attracting visitors from all over the state.
And in case you have any allergies and are looking for indoor plants, we'll tell you all about the escape game pop-up in Grapevine when we come back.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DATQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DATQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DATQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.datq.org to learn more. DATQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
In Texas, deadly force is justified under specific circumstances. These include self-defense or the defense of others.
While the laws in Texas and other states provide a legal framework justifying deadly forces in certain situations, the aftermath of such actions often extend beyond the courtroom. It affects the individuals involved and the community. Our reporter Emma Burns has more. Emma?
That's right. Taking someone's life, even in self-defense, doesn't just leave legal issues to sort through. It can have a lasting impact on the person involved, their family, and the entire community. But now there is another approach to the traditional gun. It's a CO2-powered alternative that has the potential to save lives.
It's not a gun. It's called the Byrna launcher.
the less lethal alternative to deadly force.
Do we necessarily always need to use deadly force? Not necessarily. So this is a great alternative to that.
Shane Stone, the owner of Stone's Defense in Sanger, Texas, is the only premier dealer of this weapon in the state.
I get a lot of gun owners that buy these just so they have another option. A lot of people don't realize there are other options.
Other options to avoid the legal and mental impact of using deadly force against a threat. 46% of Texas homeowners own a firearm, and out of that group, 72% say they feel safer being armed. But in a dangerous situation, how will using deadly force affect them?
Most people do not want to kill the person. They want the threat to stop. It is a valuable tool to help stop a threat. Numerous times in my career, I dealt with persons that had to use deadly force, and the mental impact on them was pretty traumatic. I think every person ought to take a type of training course in any weapon that they choose to defend themselves with, because even though it is called less lethal, it is still a weapon that could be a deadly option if used wrong.
Training for the Byrna launcher is available at Stone's Defense in Sanger. The training teaches you how to disable a threat. Each round launches at 273 miles per hour and can reach up to 40 feet.
If you're hitting them with a gas round after the solid, then what you did was you just bought yourself some time. Time to get out of the house, time to get to your firearm, or time to call the police, either one.
And that time allows you to protect yourself and your family without the impact of deadly force. For North Texas Television, this is Emma Burns.
The Byrna launcher comes with the option of 2 types of rounds: kinetic or solid plastic projectiles and chemical projectiles. While the launcher is a less lethal option, it still has the potential to cause harm. According to Byrna, these projectiles' physical effects include burning of the throat, inability to breathe, nausea, and excruciating physical pain. For more information regarding Byrna, head over to Byrna.com or visit Stone's Defense off I-35 in Sanger and make sure to ask for Shane. Jackson, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Emma. One of the facts of life in any city is dealing with small problems like potholes or getting a permit to do minor repairs. But now in the city of Denton is starting a new program called Denton 311 to help with the roads, potholes, and many more everyday issues. ntTV's Gabriella LeBlanc has more on that. Gabriella?
That's right, Jackson. If you have a concern about Denton, do not worry. The city is here to listen and is introducing something new this April. Denton 311 is a service hotline available for 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. This provides citizens with the help they need on non-emergency city-related questions and service requests. Denton 311 makes it easier for the community to communicate better with how they could make Denton better as a town. To connect with Denton, you can search up cityofdenton.com/Denton311. When having a problem, you can upload a picture of the concern and mark the location on the map. This will help people address their concerns in a timely and professional manner. The goal is to provide confusion, and the city encourages you to start using Denton 311. And a more serious concern, please contact 911 immediately. I'm Gabrielle. That's all I have for you. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Gabriella. So, Jackson, you know that saying, April showers brings May flowers?
Of course, it's an iconic ode to the spring.
Well, I think spring might have come a little bit earlier this year. Let's take it over to our segment anchor, Maddie Holston, for more on flowers in North Texas. Maddie.
Thanks, guys. As spring is in the air, the flowers are in bloom, so it might be time to get outside and enjoy them. Head over north and you'll find your fair share of tulips on a 6-acre family-owned farm.
North Texas has officially been taking in the tulips for 10 years. Just north of Denton, Pilot Point has quite the array of flowers, and it's here at Texas Tulips that people come from far and wide to see these flowers in bloom.
Drove a little bit over an hour and a half to get here. Very beautiful to see these tulips blooming, as well as it's one of my favorite flowers. Seeing the beautiful colors within the fields, very vibrant, very spring.
With about 100 varieties of tulips and hundreds of guests each day, Texas Tulips brings joy to all with the natural beauty that lingers in these fields.
When we drove by, I thought they were so beautiful, so stunning. It literally took my breath away just how many flowers there are, how many colors there are, and it's just so beautiful and perfect. And
there's a lot of families here. You see little kids running around. It's nice just seeing everyone.
I think my favorite part is just like being here, knowing that everyone here is like enjoying the moment as well.
Looking at these tulips is a sight in itself, but knowing that families and loved ones make their way out here to spend some time together makes coming here worth the while. Texas Tulips ends in April, but will make its return next spring. People left with smiles on their face, and surely I did too. With North Texas Television, I'm Maddie Holston.
Life is better in full bloom, so take advantage of this lovely weather for a tulip field excursion before we spring into summer. Back to you at the desk.
Well, Mel, those Texas tulips sure do look like a great time, especially with this weather. I sure hope we have nice weather that sticks around.
Yeah, Jackson, I have to agree. Hopefully this weather does stick around throughout this week so I can hopefully go see those tulips myself. Let's see what our weather anchor, Justin Walters, has this week for this weather. Justin?
Thank you, Melanie. The winds are high, the humidity's low, but at least the temperatures are pretty good. But you know the saying, looks can be deceiving. However, if we look at the temperatures out here across North Texas, pretty much 70s and 80s all across North Texas. 88 in Graham, though, that's the warm spot. Very low humidity over there. I believe they're under a red flag warning, so that's somewhat understandable. But 83 in Stephenville, 80 in Denton, upper 70s to low 80s all across the metro and just outside. Now, in the state, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, typically El Paso's the warm spot. They're actually the cool spot this time around, 74 degrees. And they're the only low to mid 70 in the map. Everywhere else, you'll see 87 in Abilene, 83 in Amarillo, 78 in Oklahoma City, low to mid 80s, and even upper 70s once you get closer to North, Central, and then East Texas, and now Western Louisiana. It's, at least the temperatures are pretty good, and you can go outside. Hey, positive to the dry conditions. It's not very humid, so you're not going to sweat as easily. Let's get to the 7-day forecast here, and pretty much tomorrow is when that cold front is going to take full force. 59 is going to be the high tomorrow, but look at the quick warm-up, 66 on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, mid to upper 70s, low 80s. The lows are even increasing. 47 the low Friday, 62 though Saturday. But even then, other than the somewhat high humidity day Saturday, the temperatures are going to widen in terms of lows to highs, so it won't be as humid. And as you can see, no rain chances in the forecast and all sunny. Jackson, back to you.
Thanks, Justin. Hundreds of protesters gathered outside NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. This comes a week after the Trump administration announced layoffs at NASA. Protesters included union members, citizens, and Congressman Al Green. They specifically spoke against the actions of DOGE and its director, Elon Musk. Congressman Green says he showed up to support the protesters and for NASA.
It's important for these persons who are protesting lawfully and peacefully to know that the Congress has not left them alone.
The Trump administration seeks to close 3 NASA offices in addition to cutting NASA's science budget by as much as 50% in 2026.
But tonight, there is some very good news on the space front. Those 2 stranded astronauts, Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore, are now on their way home. They were stranded aboard the International Space Station for 280 days. They were supposed to be on a 1-week-long mission when they launched last June, but technical problems developed and their mission lasted much longer than expected. A rescue spaceship arrived yesterday, picked up the 2 astronauts, and they were successfully splashed down this afternoon.
We are wishing them a safe arrival. When we return, how friendly competition between airlines will save your wallet this summer.
And how our Mean Green softball team is making history.
Craving something fresh, flavorful, and made just for you? Look no further than Avesta, your go-to destination for a delicious, full-service dining experience. Dive into our customizable omelets, expertly crafted by our talented cook Jonathan, who guarantees every bite is perfection. All our dishes are handmade, prepared with only the freshest ingredients. Explore our assembly line where you can choose from any of our globally inspired dishes, or customize your plate. It's that easy. And let's not forget dessert. Indulge your sweet tooth with treats from Clark Bakery. With convenient payment methods including card or flex, it's the perfect dining spot for any occasion. Quench your thirst with our wide selection of drinks. Just hand your drinking card to our friendly waiter, and they'll bring your beverage of choice right to your table. When you're done savoring every last bite, our attentive staff will whisk away your tray. Enjoy the peaceful ambiance as you dine in, or use our takeout option for a meal on the go. Avesta.
If you're looking to get stuck doing something fun in the DFW area, our segment anchor Grace Grimes has all the details.
Thanks, Jackson. With the weather on our side, do you still find yourself watching TV? If you happen to be a fan of the Hulu hit series Only Murders in the Building, take a trip down to the Grapevine Mills Mall. ntTV's Annie Tomlin did just that as she got an inside look at what their newest themed escape room is. To book a time to play this game, visit theescapegame.com/grapevine. They are open from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. The game costs $39.99 per person. That's all I have for today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Grace. Right now, Southwest Airlines is trying to escape a shade from another airline. Frontier Airlines is offering a free checked bag on certain flights as you plan for summer travel. Frontier CEO said in a statement Tuesday to consider this the ultimate, quote, divorce your old airline deal. This comes after the Southwest announced an end to its long-time policy of 2 free checked bags per passenger. Frontier Airlines says customers' response will help determine if free services will become permanent. If you're planning on taking advantage of the deal, be sure to book by March 24th.
Hey, Melanie, if you're thinking of betting on any basketball teams, I advise you to steer your money away from the Dallas Mavs.
Well, Jackson, I don't really think I was planning on betting on any teams, especially not basketball, but I did hear our UNT softball team is breaking some records, so I may start betting on them. Our sports anchor, Gabby Pippins, has more on both teams. Gabby?
That's right, guys. Things are looking uncertain for the Mavericks, especially after a recent decision. But the stars are still shining bright. I'll have more details right after this.
I wonder what's on the radio today. I don't know about this. This is not it.
Everything alternative, commercial free. 88.1 Indie.
Here at KNTU, we have 2 traditional stations, 88.1 Indie and KNTU Jazz. We've also recently launched an internet radio station called Mean Green Hits. If you want to hear more, you can check us out at MediaNorthTexas.com.
That was pretty good.
All right, look up here. 1, 2, 3. Mom, Dad, I got it.
You're right, Mom. I have.
barely hanging on with a 33-36 record, placing 10th in the Western Conference. This does put them in the last seed in the play-in tournament, which is their only chance at making playoffs. And they're sandwiched right between the Sacramento Kings at 9th and the Phoenix Suns at 11th. If that wasn't scary enough, the injury bug is still spreading around Dallas. 9 Mavs are injured, meaning only 8 Mavs can play, and 2 were sent to the G League. Superstar Anthony Davis and guard Jaden Hardy were assigned to the Texas Legends. This is meant to prepare them for a smooth comeback, but many fans worry this is a sign the players may need more time. Dallas will face the Indiana Pacers tomorrow night at 6 p.m. in hopes of breaking their 3-game loss streak and maintaining their 10th seed spot. And the Dallas Stars are still going strong with a 42-21-3 record, placing second in the Western Conference. They battled the Colorado Avalanche Sunday night in Denver for an overtime thriller. Dallas got the first score on the board thanks to a wrist shot goal from Jason Robertson. Colorado was quick to respond with a Martinikas tip-in goal to end the first period tied at 1. The Avalanche dominated in the second period with 2 goals, putting them up by 2. And of course, it all came down to the third. Marvin Bork and Matt Duchene got a goal each to tie things up and send the game into overtime. But Colorado scored a goal not even a minute in, ending in a tough 4-3 Stars loss. Now Dallas is preparing to take on the Anaheim Ducks and break their 2-game loss streak in just a little over 30 minutes. And finally, I know everyone is so excited about the men's and women's basketball teams. They made their respective tournaments and they're having so many firsts. But they're not the only one breaking records. Our softball team is also on a roll despite their 2-game loss streak, and ntTV's sports reporter Kristen Bursuch can catch us up on the history we missed during spring break. Take a look.
The Mean Green are making noise on the diamond, racking up wins and turning heads with their strong performances. The Mean Green are on an impressive 7-game win streak, dominating at the plate this season. With a big matchup against Texas Tech, they're trying to prove that they're the real deal.
I mean, we've swung the bat well. I mean, I think it's been a long time since we've had double-digit hits in as many games as we've had, which is good to see. I'm excited how we're swinging the bat, pitching. Did a lot better job of throwing strikes this last weekend. So,
a big test is coming for North Texas softball as they set to take on Texas Tech. It is a chance for the Mean Green to extend their winning streak and prove themselves against a tough Big 12 opponent.
It's a big opportunity for sure. Pretty sure we're getting Kennedy, who's probably the best pitcher in the country. Good for us to see her. We'll see how we match up.
I think it'll show how we can compete with the top 25 teams, things like that. So.
But beyond the X's and O's, the team knows one thing could give them an extra edge: support from the Mean Green faithful. They're calling on fans to show up, get loud, and make Lovelake Stadium a tough place to play for Texas Tech.
You got a winner here, and support these girls and get behind us because this is it's good softball, and we ain't going nowhere.
For ntTV News, I'm Jalen Alexander.
Their next home game is tomorrow night against UT Arlington at 6 p.m. So don't miss out if you want to witness history being made. That's all I've got for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. Taking a trip by train can be a long but beautiful experience, but imagine building one in less time than it takes for you to get to your destination.
In Japan, workers are about to assemble the world's first 3D printed train station. The station, near Osaka, will measure roughly 100 square feet and will replace an old weathered station. A 3D machine will build prefabricated parts. Then, construction workers will transport those parts to the station site. The station will welcome its first visitors in April.
Well, Jackson, it sounds like trains are coming back into style.
Oh, just wait until you take the subway.
I'll try that.
Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.